It's bike lanes versus parking on Osawaga. We'll tell you what the city has to say.
Growing homeless camps to clean it up or leave it alone. We're pressing county leaders working for you for answers.
The research a young scientist is doing into the Torrey Pine could potentially change the world.
Plus, Sandag fast tracks its plan for a trolley to the airport. And does McDonald's ice cream really contain a chemical that can hurt your dog? We verified. CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
More bike lanes installed across the city are bringing a lot of mixed reviews. Here at CBS 8, we're working for you, and this is a developing story we continue to follow. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Chiquetto. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at bike lanes just put in on Osawaga Street in Rancho Penasquitos. Some say they're needed for safety, while others complain the new dedicated bike lanes took away their parking.
Tonight, CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes is in the neighborhood. She joins us live now with more. Kirsten?
Hey guys, I am here on Osawaga Street in Rancho Penasquitos, and these are the bike lanes at the center of this controversy. We're working for you and following this story for you, and we've been working on this since the city first told us that they were installing these barriers. And as you can see, there is no more parking on this side of the street.
It is freaky.
This is what the bike lane and parking situation looked like just a few weeks ago. We came out here after one of our viewers emailed us saying there are problems with the bike lanes itself. When we came out, we saw for ourselves that between the bike lanes and the lack of parking, a bigger problem was brewing in this community. Fast forward to today, the bike lane project is complete.
First time I rode it, it didn't have the cones up, so the cones will make it feel a lot more safe.
But it's getting mixed reviews. One biker says,
I think this bike lane is great. I know that bike lane in Mira Mesa, I mean, I'm a cyclist, so I love bike lanes everywhere. But that bike lane in Mira Mesa, I can understand the frustration with it.
Meanwhile,
they took away dozens of parking. They forced all these cars up the hill here where it's completely dark. I don't feel safe parking on this side of the street up the hill. There's no street lights.
I'm not against bicycling. I'm super into, saving the climate. I just think that there needed to be more communication. We just want our parking back.
Jennifer says not only do they need more parking, they need the city to communicate better and listen to what the people who live here have to say.
I understand there was a county-wide initiative to install these bike lanes. However, the failure to communicate, the failure to give us notice, and the failure to seek our responses and what the impact will be on our community is where they really erred.
Jim McCorkle is the president of the Canabria HOA. He's hoping there can be some kind of compromise.
The parking problem is at night. People leave here to go to work during the day. Most of the bikers here are on Saturday and Sunday during the day. I guess one compromise you could do is make it parallel parking at nighttime and let them use the bike lane with no parking during the day.
We reached out to the city on this issue. Late this afternoon, they sent us a statement saying, in part, quote, the bike lanes are a part of the city council approved bicycle master plan. Osawaga Street was resurfaced for the first time in 13 years, providing the opportunity to install the planned bikeway. Parking for residents remain on the south side of Osawaga. You can read that full statement on our website, cbs8.com. Now, the city has also scheduled a Zoom meeting with the residents of this area for Tuesday morning. This is a story we'll continue to follow for you. Back to you.
Kirsten, you've been out in that neighborhood a few times now, and people say it really came as a surprise to them. Do you know why they weren't informed?
Yeah, so the city says this area has been designated for bike lanes in the master plan since 2013. Now, the residents I talked to say that was a long time ago and they needed more communication from the city as they put this in this month.
You get used to driving those roads, and when things out of the ordinary pop up, they do come as a surprise. Thanks so much, Kirsten. And remember, here at CBS 8, we are working for you. If there's an issue you'd like us to look into, email us your stories at cbs8.com.
A 16-year-old boy won't be getting out of juvenile hall tonight after pleading not guilty today to a couple of felonies for allegedly stabbing a black teenage girl last weekend. The charges include hate crime allegations. The teen could face 17 years behind bars if convicted for attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon. The incident happened in Lakeside Saturday night. Police say the 16-year-old and a group of others shouted racial slurs at the victim and her family. The boys were reportedly upset about an assault earlier that day. A fight broke out, and prosecutors say the suspect stabbed a 16-year-old girl twice in the back, then ran off. The girl was taken to the hospital. Her condition has not been released. The next court hearing is on June 6th. Rain may be heading our way tonight. Chief meteorologist is heading our way tonight. I'm going to go wait. I'm like scrolling back. They told me to say may. They wanted me to hedge my bets there.
I know, but I'm here to tell you it's happening.
3 a.m. to 7 a.m. I just want you to know I'm listening to you. Chief meteorologist Carlene Davis here to tell us when it's going to go. That was a little spoiler, by the way.
Hey, it's all good. I appreciate it. You're helping the people. We're helping the people. Yeah, we're talking about rain in the forecast. And as Carlo mentioned, that key time frame, the most active time frame for us does look to be around 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. So could help you sleep, but also just keep in mind, especially if you have to drive tomorrow morning, that morning drive is going to be a slick one. It's pretty quiet for right now. We do have a few clouds out there that are building in, but here is that storm system. It's right off the Oregon coast, and it's going to get closer towards us. Good side, good news, and we're seeing some snow, and that's going to help with our snowpack right over Northern California, seeing more additional heavy snow in the forecast expected. And then that system gets closer towards us. Everything that you see highlighted in red as well as in tan, that's with dry conditions and fire weather concerns across the southwest. So this rain is welcomed. Taking a look at the latest shower activity, the closest activity towards us is some isolated showers across Santa Barbara, the chunk of that moisture across San Luis Obispo. So going ahead and setting that clock in motion, we start to see those chances increase around 11 and getting into those overnight hours. We could see a thunderstorm or two. And we'll go ahead and take a look at your complete forecast coming up. Marcella?
Little rumble. Thanks so much, Carlene. Right now, the superintendent for San Diego Union High School District is on paid administrative leave. This comes after controversial comments she made about Asian students' academic success. During diversity, equity, and inclusion training, Dr. Cheryl James Ward suggested that Asian students do well in school because they come from China and have wealthy families. During a board meeting last night, dozens of upset parents demanded she be fired. Instead, the board put her on paid administrative leave. They plan to meet again tomorrow to decide how to move forward. Tonight, the debate is growing over what to do about homeless camps. We're working for you to get answers. All week long, you've been sharing your opinions with us. Right now, a panel discussion on homelessness is addressing the issue. It just kicked off in Lemon Grove. Tonight, CBS 8's Heather Hope shares insight from the county's top leader.
Here in Lemon Grove, county leaders with the Department of Homeless Solutions are meeting with those unsheltered, many living in tents right along the street here. Just a growing problem that's taking place across San Diego County that we're working for you to get answers from local leaders on. Across San Diego County, there is a divide about what to do about growing homeless camps.
Hazard, definitely. Yeah, that's going to go down into our sewage, which goes out into our ocean.
Earlier this week, an El Cajon neighborhood asked us for help dealing with piles of trash and waste clogging their storm drain at I-8 near North 2nd Street. The day after our report, crews from the city of El Cajon came out and cleaned it up.
It's a great job.
Well, now, since they're cleaning it, I'm sure it's going to be a lot better.
Then in downtown San Diego, there are also homeless cleanups underway. Here is a 3-hour notice of property removal and video shot by homeless advocate Michael McConnell, upset at the city's approach of trashing tents and bikes.
The city's just going through and throwing people's property away when they're not there.
Housing for the Homeless co-founder Amy Zamudio says there needs to be more care with cleanups since there are not enough rehab beds and shelters available.
We are failing to recognize how many disabled and very, very sick and ill people there are out here on our streets.
So what to do about homeless camps? People are talking about it on our social media. Eric Basel wrote this morning, well, then the homeless advocate should go down there and clean it up themselves. Tacoma writes, it's horrible out here. I live in San Diego. Huge homeless crisis. People living in tents on the freeway. In Lemon Grove, we talked to County Board of Supervisor Chair Nathan Fletcher as he met with those unsheltered receiving mental health, substance abuse, and housing services.
The problem's bad, and I see it, and the impact on communities is real, on cities and small businesses.
Also in a statement, the city of San Diego says Mayor Todd Gloria's approach to resolving them is to balance compassion for those living on the streets with the need to address potentially serious public health and safety issues. Mayor Gloria does not want to see a repeat of the hepatitis A outbreak in 2017 that took 20 lives.
Look, you can protect public health and make sure that it's not unsanitary conditions and still be humane and compassionate. But it's neither humane nor compassionate to allow people to live in unsafe encampments where there's a public health risk.
Heather Hope, CBS 8.
Thanks, Heather. Tonight, a report from the Kaiser Family Foundation says hundreds of thousands of COVID-related deaths in the U.S. could have been prevented after the vaccine got emergency use authorization. Researchers suggest 234,000 lives could have been saved between last June and this March. That's about 60% of the COVID-related deaths of adults during that time period. The report adds booster shots could have saved more lives as well. Many Americans are confused tonight about when and where they're supposed to mask up, and the CDC isn't making things any clearer. As Michael George reports, the agency is asking the Justice Department to appeal a federal judge's ruling to end mask mandates for travelers.
The Biden administration is extending its requirement for all non-U.S. citizens entering the U.S. to be fully vaccinated, while trying to reinstate the transportation mask mandate.
There's going to be an appeal by the Justice Department.
A federal judge in Florida struck down the CDC mask requirement on airplanes, trains, and buses Monday, leading all major airlines to make masks optional on flights.
I'm going to wear a mask on the plane. I don't feel uncomfortable now not wearing one.
The issue is of real concern for travelers like Brian Vastag, who has an autoimmune disorder.
I am constantly assessing my risk. I'm not going to know, is there somebody on the plane who's sick right now?
While the TSA is no longer enforcing the rule, passengers are still required to mask up in airports, including terminals here at LaGuardia.
We have to do all kinds of things to protect other people in the society, and the masking is just another thing.
In a statement, the CDC defended the mask mandate, saying, quote, "At this time, an order requiring masking in the indoor transportation corridor remains necessary for the public health."
There's a lot of stuff still going on, and I just think that it should not be lifted as of yet.
COVID-19 cases are rising in several states across the country, driven by BA2. The Omicron subvariant now makes up about 75% of new cases in the U.S. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
When it comes to air travel tonight, the FAA says it will make its zero-tolerance policy against unruly passengers permanent.
Tonight, people in Carlsbad are celebrating the community's park improvement. It's the latest one there. The ribbon-cutting ceremony made it official today. The new one-acre gateway to Calavera Hills Community Park includes all of this great outdoor fitness equipment, shaded picnic tables, an open lawn area, a looped pathway, benches, and public art. Looks like a beautiful park, and it was a beautiful day to enjoy it.
Absolutely.